What's going on, everybody? Mike back, Canadian Cards. Just popped on to shoot a video because, I don't know, I needed to take a break. I've been sorting. A lot of you may not know this, but I have a back room that I always talk about that's been, I guess it's been the birthplace of my renewal back into the hobby, because it was probably 2017 or 2018, 2017 that I kind of got back into the hobby. Reason for it was purely accidental. My wife went back there and came out and was, I don't want to say she was alarmed, but she was inquisitive. She was like, all of these tubs and boxes back here, what is that? I just said, oh, it's my card collection. She's like, you need to clean this up. I'm like, I know. So I think at that point I had a week of holidays coming up and we weren't going anywhere, also known in Canada as Porta Backyarda. And so I decided to haul everything out into the man cave and just start going through it, and didn't put a dent into it, but found a lot of my good cards that I had. And I started just venturing into it, started going to shows again, just trying to reintroduce myself to the birth of the hobby, or reintroduce myself to the hobby, not the birth of the hobby, my rebirth into the hobby, so to speak. And went down quite the rabbit hole with that and haven't looked back. And the point of this is that I've always said I'm going to go through that back room one day. And I always talk to Garrett about it. And he's like, man, I'd like to go back there. And, I watched him and Mike went and looked at a collection and just scads of stuff. So, I think to myself, like, what's back there that maybe I've forgotten about over the years? Because, like I said, I packed everything away in 93. And, there's a lot of junky late 80s, early 90s stuff, but there's prior to that, and most of it was hockey, and just all kinds of different things. But I think my collection has evolved more since I've gone on YouTube, which is, I'll be coming up to 5 years this May. I've been on YouTube, which is, I think that's pretty cool. 5 years ago at this time, I think I was watching it pretty heavily, but never thought for a second that I would turn the camera on myself and start filming and, hey, look at this, hey, look at that. But it's become a enjoyable facet of the hobby, because I've met tons of new friends and acquaintances and just people, if I run into them at the National, it's like, hey, yeah, like we kind of know each other. We don't. As a matter of fact, the last National, huge surprise to both Garrett and I, a few years ago when we were doing our Squared Circle wrestling podcast, Garrett brought this guy up to me, and he's like, take a guess who this is. And I have no idea. Otto Olson. And Otto watches a lot of my videos and a lot of Garrett's, commented all the time. Didn't know who he was, but he was at the National with his wife. So I got to meet him finally. And I thought that was really cool. It was this guy that just comments in the background. And, we jokingly said last year, you got to start making videos. And he's not too sure, but it's just one example of how things are pretty cool about this hobby. So I decided to start, in addition to even cleaning out, and there's about um, 14 tubs of stuff. Um, it's just, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. I've cleaned out half of the back room and I've got tubs all over the place. And I've got stuff in there that are like sports books I've bought and I've just tucked them away. And you know, baseball hats. Oh my God. I must have 100 baseball hats and I probably wear 4. So I got to figure out what to do with them. Just here's a good example. I'm going to turn the camera around and just show you. It's nothing spectacular to look at, and it's hockey, but I just opened a couple of boxes and I was like, whoa. And I've sorted through, and of course there's no big rookies in it, but it's just kind of cool to look at. So hang on a second again. There we go. So this is what approximately 2,000 1984-85 O-Pee-Chee hockey cards look like. That's the Steve Yzerman year with, who else is in that? Steve Yzerman, Pat LaFontaine, Cam Neely, Barrasso, Andrew Chuck, Gilmore. I think that's it. Obviously, all the Gretzky cards and the leader cards. But, yeah, just, you know, I was going through it and I still, like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. You know, I was thinking of selling them off as partial sets because I could probably muster, you know, 200 card lots easily. Well, no, because I'll show you why I can't do it that way. But, you know, I've got like, okay, 3 Mike Bossies. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pot vans. And then you've got this, sorry, just side rant. If any of you guys TTM this guy, do not do it. This guy steals all the cards you send and he gives you a Hall of Fame signed whatever. I've made the mistake twice of sending him an O-Pee-Chee rookie card to sign, and he keeps them and sends me some pissant, cheap little promo card that the Hockey Hall of Fame gave him. And it pisses me off. I'm like, you're a friggin' NHL star. You've made your millions, and you just take people's shit. So, anyways, you know, and then tons of Langway All-Stars, then a bunch of pot vans, more of that douchebag, some Yari Currys, another douchebag, a bunch of Borks, Bossy All-Stars, Paul Coffey, you know, Michel Goulet. So I don't even know what to do with this. Like, I don't know. I've got a bit of a conundrum. And then I've come across these. Now, I bought these a while ago. And they come from a reputable person who dealt, and I won't get into it. I won't get into who I got it from. But I have 2 baseballs here. I've got a few, but these are the 2. So, official baseball. Everyone knows what Tony Gwynn's signature looks like. Now, unfortunately, this is black Sharpie, but I know B. Roth. No, someone just got a Tony Gwynn card, but maybe it was Billy Ballgame. I think he sent away some Beckett stuff, or maybe it was Iconic Al. I can't remember. Yeah, it was Iconic Al. See, he did something where he had a Tony Gwynn. But if any of you guys know for sure who this is, let me know, because I want to send that off and get it authenticated. It's a little dirty and scuffed up, almost like it was a game ball at some point, or batting practice ball, or what have you. And then the other one that I have, This one is on a cheapo official league, genuine leather, Rawlings, cushion, cork center, but blue Sharpie, but I think that's Willie Mays. And you can see, yes, my little China ball. So if any of you guys have any opinions of that, let me know. I'm just curious because I talked to Garrett and he believes they're legit. Just kind of want to get a consensus before I send it off. No real reason to shoot a video except show you the absolute mess. I mean, this is just 2 and a bit, and well, it's 3 800 count boxes, but they weren't full, so I haven't even counted them, but it's roughly 2,000 cards. And I thought to myself, like, sweet mother of Mary, what am I going to do with all of these? I don't even know, like, put them back into 800 count boxes, mark them, and just put them on a shelf, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you have a great rest of the week. I think spring break is next week. At least it is in Canada. March break, spring break. So if you guys are traveling or doing anything, be safe while you're out there. Sometimes there's a lot of idiots on the road. And if you're traveling, also be safe because apparently there's idiots everywhere. So that's all I got. Just talking. Take care, guys.